Jared, so the All-Star break happens. What do? Do you get a little time to get away, or are you back in the gym pretty quick grinding away?
I had a little time to get away. For me, still making this transition, so I got a chance to go back and get some things, start packing up and stuff like that. But, yeah, I had a little downtime, was able to rest, and then, get back on the court.
When you first got word of the trade, did you envision a scenario like this where you got a lot of familiarity with D'Lo and then Beasley's there, and then you guys are actually starting next to LeBron and AD? Could you have seen it being as seamless as it seems like it's been so far?
Like I said, I had no idea that, I was going to end up here. I had a feeling that I might get traded. But it's always good to get traded with somebody that you're familiar with. I played alongside D'Lo and Beas for a couple years. So having that, chemistry and camaraderie with them, helps now that we're trying to, add to, LeBron and AD and the rest of the team. So, it's been great so far.
So it's been a small sample size with you and LeBron and AD on the court so far, but Darvin said he really liked it. That's the unit that he wants to see work together for a while. What are your initial impressions of how you play off of LeBron and AD on both sides of the court?
They make the game so easy, so I just try to, play off of them, trying to give them on the defensive end, just, being able to take the relief off of them by guarding some of the better players and just flying around and bringing that energy and effort, and offensively just, finding the gaps. They're two great offensive players, can score the ball and pass the ball, so they will find you, if you get open. So just try to be, just trying to help them. So it's been great so far.
So for people that didn't get a chance to watch a lot of your first couple of years in the league, or you at Kentucky, on and on, you're listed a lot of times at power forward or center, but it seems like you got some perimeter skills. Like you can guard smaller perimeter players. You can handle the ball. Did you have a late growth spurt? Like, did you play guard at a certain point? How did that kind of evolve for you with your game?
Well, in high school, I was primarily a guard. I started out playing, point guard, small forward, and as I'm trying to transition to college and here, they kind of start exploring small ball. So just me being versatile, being able to play all positions, like I said. But when I'm out there, I don't think it matters where I'm, at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I feel like I, have a lot of versatility. You can play anywhere on the floor and play next to anybody. So I think that's, part of my value, just being able to be versatile and play anywhere.
For sure. Last one for you. You just saw this Warriors team in Golden State. What do you think the key is tonight?
Same thing we did last game. Just, try to contain them. They're a very good three-point shooting team, very good passing team. So just bring that intensity, bring that urgency, and just attention to detail. I feel like last game we had a great game plan, so just try to stick to the game plan and, just play hard. And I think, we'll come out with a W like last time.
All right, Austin Reaves, kind enough to join us here. So important win for you guys coming out of the break. I know you were excited to get back to basketball after the good win against New Orleans. What was the break like for you, and how did you guys kind of apply yourselves to get this one tonight?
The break was amazing for me. I played probably 110 holes of golf, got away and seen some family, so it was good. And then when we got back, it was, back to work. We know what we have to do down these next 22 games now, so we all just locked in, and, we're all going for one goal.
I figured you might work golf into this at some point. But basketball, it seemed like you must have played some because you didn't miss a shot tonight. You came in, you were aggressive, right, hitting spot-ups, getting to the free throw line. How did you feel rhythm-wise, and how do you think you fit in with this new second unit?
I feel great. Like you said, I was in the gym a couple days back home, kind of going back to, where it all started and, finding the love for the game, as, we all do. It's a long season. You go through a lot, and, just kind of hitting that reset and coming back, and I feel great. I feel like, we have two units that bring two totally different things, and we're really happy with what we got.
Blake Beasley hits a bundle of three-point shots. Unfortunately, D'Lo leaves early, but has been helpful. Vanderbilt in the starting lineup. What have these guys brought to the team, Austin?
Yeah, first of all, we hope D'Lo's, all right. Happy birthday to him. Wish him, the best day. Obviously, this is a little, hump in the day, but they bring a lot to the table, like you've seen tonight. Beas, I don't know how many threes he hit, but I think he missed
7.
two.
Yeah.
I think he missed 2, 7 for 9, 7 for 10. And that brings an aspect that I don't think we've had the last 2 years. Someone that can get hot like that. And then Vando, is someone that does everything. He is someone that you can rely on every single night to go out and do his job and have the team's best interest at heart.
Austin, we appreciate the time, man. Enjoy it, all right?
Hey, appreciate you.
First, from what you expected with this team, what your role was going to be, kind of playing that backup center spot, spacing the floor on offense, protecting the rim defensively. What has it been like for you so far?
It's been quite the experience. There's just a lot coming at you fast. But as I mentioned before, this is a copycat league, and a lot of the sets and a lot of defensive schemes I've done and seen before. So it's been easy to just be plugged in.
It does look to be a good fit, both with the starting group and the second unit. Seems like you guys are already finding some ways to gel. What do you think of the factors that are contributing to that?
It's only 2 games. Definitely not too early to say that, but having that camaraderie already is big in this league. As I also mentioned before, not a lot of times you see a team make big trades and win a championship. So having that, that camaraderie and that togetherness is going to be big moving forward.
What are you starting to learn about some of the guys, especially in that second unit you're playing with, whether it's Austin or Dennis, who seem to be on the court? And
just tendencies, just knowing when they're shooting, knowing when they want to pass. I kind of want to get with Dennis a little bit more and figure out, when he wants to pass or think lob or short roll or whatever. But just tendencies and just kind of figuring out who likes to do what and when.
We know that you've been shooting the 3 for a long time, and obviously it's a shot that looks good. Well, you've been shooting it for a few years now, and the percentages have gone up. Certainly, we're high in Orlando.
Yep.
So you get here, and it's important for that floor spacing, right? So what's the balance, though, for you of sometimes also wanting to be near the rim versus picking and popping and kind of creating the space for your teammates?
Yeah, for me, I just want to establish myself inside first and then slowly branch my way out to the perimeter. But, rolling and just being like a presence to the rim is going to be huge for this team, especially with that second unit. But obviously, like spacing the floor and, bringing out the bigs and everything will be also big moving forward. So just finding a healthy medium between the two and just working from there.
Last one for you. Were you able to, get home and get a couple suitcases together, see if you can bring it here for LA for the stretch run, get some clothes ready?
Yeah, for the most part. I think my dog is coming in about 2 or 3 days, so I'm excited to see him, but still looking for a place to stay.
Yeah, what kind of dog are you?
Yeah, Golden Doodle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right. Yeah. Name?
One as well. His name is Lennox. Okay. Named after the block or an avenue that I grew up on.
There you go. All right, shout out to Lennox. There you go.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Lennox.
All right. Darvish, first of all, we saw the X-rays were negative for Russell. Just wondered if you had any early understanding of the ankle injury.
No, we'll treat it tonight, and we'll get another evaluation in the morning.
Coming out of the break, and especially having the good win against New Orleans beforehand, Darvin, what did you just make overall of the way the team played, especially kind of considering LeBron and AD didn't have to do as much on the offensive end?
I mean, the ball moved around nicely. Everybody contributed. Everybody had different moments. Guys stayed aggressive, playing downhill. Just overall great team win. Defensively, they put a lot of pressure on you. They play fast. They play fast in full court, fast in the half court. So you have to really have, multiple efforts all over the place, and I thought our guys did that. And, we had some unfortunate moments in terms of giving up second and third possessions on the glass, but we kept the next play mentality, and when we did get the ball, we stayed aggressive. And so thought it was a great win against a great ball club, and our guys are just slowly but surely getting more and more familiar with one another.
Margin for error was a term that LeBron used several times throughout this season, and say it was small. And tonight he goes 5 for 20. AD only gets 5 shot attempts, and you guys are running away with a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter. Did you feel like the moves have increased that margin for error for your group?
Yeah, but we still have that. I think it has, but I think we still have that mentality of, we don't want any slippage. We want to be as tight as we can possibly be in terms of, crossing our T's, dotting our I's, making sure we're getting better and better, within ourselves, execution on offense and really, buckling down and digging our heels in the dirt in terms of guarding people and getting stops. But, yeah, having Beas, just out there, just a sniper, just nonstop, staying aggressive. Austin, in his role, Rui, all of those guys, along with Brown and AD. So they don't have to carry as big of a load. You got Dennis. So it's adding those pieces. We had to shift some pieces around within our rotation, but at the end of the day, I think it brings more balance, and we have guys in that second unit that have been in the starting lineup, that have played starters minutes and closed games for us and had big moments in big games. So we have confidence in the entire roster, but that's a great shot in the arm that we were able to pick up at the trade deadline. Getting guys that really know how to play the game the right way, play at a high level, and as you saw with Beas, that just stays in attack mode.
Darvin, I think when people talk about like this stretch is important or whatever, like it's got to start now. Like teams can react to that one or two ways. How encouraged were you with this reaction, especially early? And how much did you think Malik's shot making was kind of a push for you guys tonight?
I just think guys know what's at hand, man. They know we don't have any more time or games to waste. We got to maximize each day, whether it's a game day or non-game day. Coming into a practice day, with a focus on how we can get better as a team on both sides of the ball. And then, Malik, just his ability to stretch the floor, make threes consistently. It's a huge, huge weapon. It provides a lot of space for our guys that attack the paint, and also just he gives us another weapon that the team has to game plan for. And, it's great having them out there and seeing a ton of threes be made on your behalf instead of being made against you.
Well, what have you seen come back from Austin's game, especially in his efficiency tonight, and having obviously when Russ was around, he was playing off of Russ, but what do you make of his minutes as sort of a leader and playmaker for that second unit tonight?
That's just what he does. He's just an all-around fantastic basketball player. He works very hard on his craft, and I trust him. He's able to hold us down at times, especially tonight with D'Lo going down early. He was able to come in and fill a void. We had to play Dennis a little bit longer in stretches than we normally would. When we were able to sit Dennis down, Austin would step up. He knows how to initiate. He knows our system, how we want to defend, and what we want to try to get into. Very high IQ basketball player, and he showed that once again.
Had you ever gotten hurt on a bounce pass before like that? It seemed like a pretty fluke play.
Yeah, wrong place, wrong time, definitely. Pretty unlucky for me.
Are you concerned at all about this being serious, or do you think?
No. Players roll their ankle all the time. I don't do that often, so it's obviously new, but it is what it is. Not really worried.
When you consider, obviously, you played, I think, 8.5 minutes. LeBron was 5 for 20, 80, took 5 shots, and you guys were up by 28. What does that say about this group that's still so young together and so new together, but the ability of this group?
Definitely. Like I've been saying, that our team is stacked. So when guys aren't playing the best, it allows other guys that are definitely capable just to step up. So for us, what is this, our third game?
Second game with this starter. The second game with LeBron helping.
Yeah, so got to take that in consideration for real, because we're actually playing against the best teams, best players in the world. So you got to take things like that into consideration. So for our group, it's huge. Guys play well. Reaves, Beas, Rui, all those dudes stepped up. Dennis, it's big time. What's up? Hey, come on now, a little late.
How much does Malik in that outside game really help when he's shooting three-pointers like it was tonight?
Can help any team in the league. He's coming into his own. He's comfortable. He's who he is right now. And, Lakers decide to take advantage of it. He's making them proud. His performance, obviously, tonight, but all season, he's been dominating the game and doing what he does best. So it's huge.
When you come to a new team in a new situation, you played with Beasley, you played with Jared, but you mentioned Reaves. What have you seen from him in limited kind of action?
Super solid. You're not going to make him make a mistake. He makes the right play a lot of the time, and he just plays basketball, and very efficient player. I don't know. He surprisingly has a lot of stuff to him. He does a lot of things well.
D'Angelo, sorry, I'm sure you already talked about the ankle. For those of us who got a little bit late, but just how's it feeling?
Sore. Any other ankle injury, same thing. Sore. Try to bounce back tomorrow. See how I feel. get some meds in me, some rehab. We'll be all right.
Anthony, with the influx of some of the offensive talent, a game like tonight where you didn't have a lot of shots and didn't need them, are you able to kind of just refocus on defense as the main thing and take the offense as it comes? And how do you think that can play out?
Yeah, a lot of times, whether it's a roll, I got a lot of touches in the pocket, and there he did a good job of collapsing. So we knew that the weak side was going to be there just from playing against those guys and how Draymond or Looney tries to get back to me. And, we sprayed to the corner for guys to make shots. And that's what we did. Them guys made shots. That's all it was. So I just tried to impact the game in a different way. Rebounding and, on the defensive end. So guys played well. Guys made shots and, had a good win.
Malik Beasley has hit 7 threes, and Darwin was speaking about it, his aggressive nature, looking for his shots.
Yeah.
What can you guys do with a piece like that combined with what the other pieces you have?
Yeah, shoot around on the day. We was running some script offense, and I went to go pin down for him, and he caught it and threw it in the post. And I threw the ball back out of bounds and ran it again and told him, you shoot the ball. While y'all get touches, you shoot. We want you to shoot. And the result of that, he had 7 threes tonight. But I think he's a key piece to our team, able to space the floor. He'll put the ball on the ground, and it kind of reminds me of me and KCP had that action, where it's single action, and you come off shoot, you can't go under. He can shoot it, and if you drive, he just make a read whether he finish or throw a lob. So we have that ability. And he has the ability to play make. So having a piece like that, able to space the floor, definitely helps us a lot.
Eddie, without getting too far ahead of your guys, obviously a lot of work left to do. I think tonight was the 9th time this season you guys have led by 20 in a game all year, and it's the 2nd straight game that you guys have done it with this group. How encouraged are you with sort of the look of this team, knowing that with continuity and things like that, there's still obviously a lot of room to grow?
Yeah, I mean, we only had D'Lo for 8 minutes tonight. I think he tweaked his ankle, so we still figuring it out. Had a practice yesterday, go through some stuff tomorrow. Keep getting better one day at a time, one game at a time. But like I said, the pieces we added for defense, for offense, looks really good. I think we're playing well. We're clicking, and we know that we don't have much time. So, even though we, have a couple practices, we still trying to figure things out on the fly, and our constant communication is helping that as well. So, like I said, the past 2 games we look really good as a whole. Hopefully, D'Lo, injury isn't, severe where he missed time, but I think we got a complete team where we're able to make a little run.
AD, 2nd straight game, you and LeBron were both able to play under 30 minutes. I guess how important is that to where you guys aren't just winning games, you're putting the teams away early and also getting to rest a little bit instead of, as you guys go on this quest?
It's very huge, especially, getting closer and closer down the stretch. We know that, our minutes going to increase, so we can come out and do what we're supposed to do early, put teams away, give ourselves a chance to rest even more, and other guys as well, our other starters. So, and then it also gives her a chance for our other guys, Wayne, Lonnie, D. Reed, to go out and catch a rhythm as well, because you never know when you need those guys too. So, it's always good to be able to sit out in the 4th quarter, with a convincing lead.
AD, I know every game matters, but since the trade deadline, you've been looking at teams sort of in that 7 to 10 range. You're about to play Dallas and Memphis, 2 teams that have been sort of in that upper 4 of the West. Is there a sense in this group that these are games that you're going to see what you really have against some legitimate teams that you could play a series against later on?
Yeah, tonight's a challenge in itself, or was a challenge. Even though they don't have Steph, still they're really good. Basketball team with Jordan Poole, Draymond, Clay. So, and then, like I said, coming up, Dallas, Memphis, OKC, all these teams that we're chasing. So it's going to be a good test for us on the road. And we'll see what our team really looks like. But I'm very confident in our team and our group, and going to any game.
Eddie, Austin was 6 for 6 for the game, 4 for 4 in the fourth quarter. Mm-hmm. Does he surprise you guys anymore about what he can do?
No. At this point, man, he do it all, man. He does it all. He can shoot, put it on the floor, he playmate. He's tough defensively. Nothing surprises me with Austin. He's continuously getting better and better each and every day. Come in, put his work in. And he's just out there having fun. I know the time that he missed, he was pretty upset because he wants to be on the floor. And now, he's back on the floor and helping us win games. So we're definitely happy to have him back. But the things he's doing on the floor, man, he's very talented, and he's only going to keep getting better. So nothing surprises me.
Is there a different feeling on this team since the trade deadline? It seemed to be a tension lifted. You seem to be playing with more joy.
As a team?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think we just we know where we are. We don't have time to, be upset or, fight ourselves within. We got to be able to go out and win basketball games. So that's all we want to do is go out and have fun. Us having fun, playing the right way, playing defense, making the right plays offensively leads to victories. And, when you're winning basketball games, it's always fun and you can enjoy it. So, we just want to keep putting a string of wins together and get back in the race.
Malik, AD was describing a sequence in shoot-around where you had an open look, but you passed back to him inside and said, hey, you shoot that. Was that in your mind today, and especially in this game plan?
I was just going through script, and I just thought it was the right play to throw it to him, and he threw it back and was like, shoot the ball. So we had to do it all over again, and I shot it. And same with Coach. He told me to shoot the ball, keep shooting, and, that feels good when you're a shooter. It gets my confidence high, and AD and LeBron keep saying, we're going to get ours, so just do what you do, space the floor, and knock down shots.
Like when you look at the box score, you see LeBron doesn't have his best shooting night. AD only gets 5 shot attempts, but as a group, 5 guys off the bench scored double figures. You hit 7 threes. You guys pretty much control the action most of the night. What type of encouragement does that give you about the group's capabilities in terms of it could be any guy any night?
Oh, it definitely could be any guy. We're deep as a team. We got starters coming off the bench, and just the fact that D-Lo didn't even finish the game, we got so many threats, and like you said, AD and LeBron didn't get going as much as they wanted to tonight, but we're deep, and I think that's the statement we want to make. So if it's not one player, it's going to be another player, and any given night.
Malik, when you get kind of put into a new when you get kind of put into a new situation like this, how important is it to not want to not step on toes and stuff like that, and to kind of erase that thought and just be yourself? And how empowered have you felt to kind of shoot the shots that you think are good shots, to do what you want to do? Have you felt totally empowered on that front?
Definitely, because you got LeBron and AD, you want to make sure you do the right things, and they're the leaders, so just making sure I make the right plays, and now that they're telling me to do what I do, it makes it easier on me to just do what I do.
Malik, you've played with stars before, but what can you say about the quality of looks you're getting playing with LeBron and AD, and just the attention that those guys draw, especially in the paint? And,
it's tough to double both of them, and then rotate all game, and that's where I look to be in the corner or the slot so I can get those shots. I know it's coming, so that's what I prepare for every game. Getting my footwork right and ready to shoot the ball, especially if there's a closeout coming out.
Yeah, Malik, over here. How would you describe the energy on this team?
I would describe it as great, immaculate. We're trying to, even though we in a tough position right now, we got to win a lot of games, but we see that as a challenge, and we like challenges, and
like I said before, we kind of made a statement tonight that we're ready to make this playoff push and do what we got to do.